cluttered garage. I'm really glad you're here. A place where we can laugh and talk and days are filled with cheer. The clouds of Sunday come and go, but one thing's always clear. Welcome back, my friend. You know I'm really glad you're here. Yeah.
Hey, welcome back, my friends. I am really glad you're here on this Monday evening, May 12th, 2025, for our live stream number 196. I hope you can hear me okay, because I'm using this wireless microphone tonight instead of having that bulky mic in front of me. Thought I would just give this a try, because you know what? I'm never just satisfied leaving things alone. When they work fine, I could just leave them well enough alone, but no, I've got to try something different all the time. Maybe this will work. Maybe that'll work. I don't know, but that's what I do. So I'll just assume that I am being heard until I hear otherwise or see otherwise. Hey, so it is May 12th. We're almost halfway through the month of May, which is hard to believe, which also means summer is around the corner. We're still in spring, although some of these days feel like summer. But we're not there yet. So I want to say hi to some folks in the live chat in just a moment. But I also want to point out that if it's your first time here, please say hi in the live chat so that we can welcome you and let us all know how you found the channel. Was it on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all the above? And also know that if you haven't been here before, we do this Monday evenings, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Time, pretty much every Monday. And last week we had a good time talking to Jake from ITC Quick Attach. I hope you enjoyed that. I sure did. He's a great person to talk to. Tonight, as I'm rambling away here, if you have a question for me or just a question in general, the folks in the live chat are very knowledgeable and very helpful. So if you have a question about tractors or anything to do with the outdoor living, the rural way of life, homesteading, anything, post your question in the live chat like this with the word question followed by your question. That helps. And a little bit later on, we'll do a sticker giveaway. You know, I had to dig for these. I may only have like 3 of these left unless I have a stack somewhere that I lost. I'm getting ready to run out of these things. So you're going to do the sticker giveaway to win one of these and one of these later tonight before 8 o'clock. So yeah, that's what we're doing here. I'll look at the comments real quick. And yes, lots of comments. I enlarged the screen. I came on like a minute or two late because I was playing with the screen here, trying to make the text bigger because I want to sit back far enough so I'm not right up on the screen, but then I can't really see the words too well. So if I hit the little command plus, the screen gets bigger, the words get bigger. Plus, I was chatting with a customer. You know, one of the things I've been talking about on the channel is starting to do some of this small tractor work on the side, and it's been kind of successful, I have to say. What's it been, about 2-3 weeks, where I posted an ad on Marketplace. Or actually, it was in our local community page. It wasn't even in Marketplace. It was just our town. Every town pretty much has a Facebook page that's run by community members. So we have a town page where, you know, people like to bring up issues, good things, bad things, whatever it is, but it's a way for people to communicate. So I posted a picture on there that I was doing this rototilling of gardens and small tractor work. And that first day, I got a couple of people that called or messaged me, and I did 2 jobs, and then I posted it on another town page, like the next town over. Got a couple calls there, and did a garden just the other day. I've been going back and forth with some people, and just visited a site tonight, this afternoon, and saw what they want to have done. They've actually got a pretty big area that they want to till up for. It's way bigger than a garden, but I walked it and decided I definitely could do it. So I was actually just on the phone with them texting to get that set up. So I'm going to do that tomorrow, tomorrow early afternoon. So it's kind of neat, just that little bit of, and all through Facebook. It's all not even Facebook advertising, just Facebook posting in these groups. And what a great way to connect with people. Now, I do have another job this week that's almost an hour away. And that's getting kind of far, but they need a few things done, not just tilling. He wants to do some tilling. He's got some firewood he wants to move with the bucket. So it'll be at least a couple of hours. So I'm going to go there this week. And usually I go and look at the job, so to speak, first, and that way I can tell them, oh, I can definitely do this. It'll be, an hour or less. Here's the price, or it's going to be, in my mind, a couple hours. So here's the price. I came up with an hourly rate, but I am starting to give people just a price. Like the big tilling job coming up, I based it on, it's probably going to be a couple hours of my time. So I just took my hourly rate, which I came up with $150 for the first hour and $100 for each additional hour. But rather than explain that to people, you just say, oh, let's just do this for $250 or $350, whatever it's going to be, and kind of set it at that. So far, nothing's come up that would make me think, I really underestimated how long this is going to take. So usually with the tilling, it's pretty quick. And I do like the idea of kind of walking the area first. But this job that's like 50 minutes away, I'm going to just bring the tractor with me and look at it. And if I feel I can do it, and if they want me to do it, I told them if we come to an agreement, I'll just do it that day. So that's my plan there. And I will, when I give them the price, there will be, an extra charge for the travel time, the extra time involved. So it's not really science. It's a little bit of science, but not really a lot. And you just do what you can. So I'm reading from the bottom of the comments now. I just scrolled down to see if there's anything to talk about here. But here's a question from Jeffrey, and I'll go back and try to find some questions. Or again, if you have to cut and paste your question, you can do that. But the question is, what are you finding the size of the garden plots to be? I've considered getting a tiller. However, my machine is large and not sure if it would be a good fit for gardens. Well, my Kubota B2601 is a compact tractor. So it's bigger than, I'm using Kubota as an example because that's what I'm familiar with, the BX series, which is subcompact. So all the tractor lines have subcompact, compact, and up from there. So mine's a compact, which is bigger than a subcompact. Pretty maneuverable. I did a relatively small front yard, one of the first jobs I did, and it was only probably maybe 15 by 25. And there was, the house was right, I tilled right up to the house. There was a driveway right next to it, a fence on the other side. So it was tight, but I was able to get in there and just kind of went back and forth, and it worked out just fine. So I think it's all going to be different. Wherever you go, it's going to be very different. And you just have to check it out. That's why I like to go visit the site before I actually give the person a price and agree to do it, because it could be that I would say, I don't want to touch this. It's not a good fit for what I can do here. And that's kind of how we do it. Bernadette, thank you so much for that super chat. That's really generous and kind. And thank you for calling my channel special. I think everybody who watches this channel is special too, because you guys come back here week after week. It's a big group of people, and we start our week off by getting together, and I really do appreciate it. I do want to give a shout out, I have to say, to, I have to make sure to give a shout out to our friend Hunter. You guys know Hunter because he's been on the live chats here, posting and getting involved. And Hunter is a student who had a birthday, last week? Hunter, your 18th birthday, all grown up now. Anyway, Hunter, thank you for sending me, or having your teacher send me this artwork that I'm going to share now with the world. Look at Hunter's artwork. I love this. I love that you dated it, and you've got YouTube on there, but I love that it's dated 2025. So this is going to get hung up here in the studio, back there behind me somewhere. Really talented. But wait, there's more. There's more. There are some little pieces of artwork here from Hunter. Great job there. And I love this one too. I mean, I love them all. I really do. So thank you so much, Hunter. But what? Another one? Really? Black and white one kind of matches the black and white. Look at that. Look at that. Kind of matches the black and white stickers that we have. Thank you, Hunter. That's really special that you did that. And of course, we know that Hunter loves his Ford tractor. That was his grandfather's. And of course, we've got a picture here of Hunter's Ford tractor. It even says Ford up there on the hood, right up there. And we've got the logo here. It's kind of like the sun in the corner. I love it. I love it so much. So thank you, Hunter. And thank you for the really kind card that you sent too. A little decoupage of one of my thumbnails and a nice handwritten note. I feel so special to have connected with you, Hunter, but with everybody. You know, I do love it when people reach out. Excuse me. I left my iced tea downstairs. It means so much when people reach out, and the thing about YouTube and Facebook is that everything is so interactive. It's a giant platform. YouTube, for instance, millions and millions of videos get uploaded like every single day, but yet it's this small community. It's that we know each other. I recognize your comments. A lot of us know each other by name. So it's a neat small community in this giant platform world of YouTube. You know, through email, some folks have emailed me, and, you know, we've talked about some very challenging times. And of course, you were so supportive of us during our challenging time. And, you know, it's really a friendship community. So thank you for that. I do appreciate it. Really do. So let's look for some other questions, and certainly give Hunter a shout out. So, oh, you heard me say that. My assistant over there, my producer, brought me some iced tea. So nice. My recipe, not recipe like the Walton ladies, you know, remember that one? And there's Hunter, yeah, getting ready for garden season. We're all planting wildflowers. In the early comments here, I posted just a reminder that if you go to the American Meadows website through the link that I shared on this live chat, and also if you look at my most recent video featuring American Meadows, if you use that link and if you use the savings code, I think it's MCG 25, or it's in there, you'll save. I'm just going to look it up now so I can read correctly. Yeah, it's Garage 25. Garage 25 saves you 10% off your order of $50 or more. It's only good through June 30th, which is okay because it's planting season now. So go to AmericanMeadows.com. If you can, use the link that I shared here, because that gives them some tracking. Again, I'm not making any commission from American Meadows. I just think they're a great family-owned business from Vermont. I like to support them. They have supported the channel by providing seeds that I've planted and showed you how to do that. So we do kind of have a partnership there. But these links, you know, whether you use them or not, I don't get anything from that. So I want to see you save a couple bucks. And I also want American Meadows to kind of know where you came from, because that's good for all of us. If they're like, wow, the community is supporting us all. And so again, this is what it looks like. I don't know. I can. Well, where's Chris? Chris, you can cut and paste that for us again. Chris is our moderator, one of our moderators, but he's very active. So maybe he'll cut and paste that, or somebody else can do that too. Anyway, there's my plug for American Meadows, and it's only just because I really care about them and I really care about you. So let me look at some comments here. And again, it's kind of hard to follow the comments because you're all speaking to one another. They're not always for me. But that's okay. That's why I like when you post the word question. It's helpful to have that because I can see it. It stands out. I do want to say I hope everybody had a great Mother's Day. It's one of the best holidays there is. Needless to say, it was a little tough here, but it was also beautiful because the kids that are local came over and we had a nice visit. So it was a nice day. It really was a nice day. Also, to our friends who are nurses, I looked up some fun facts. Today's International Nurses Day. I think it's actually International Nurses Week, but today is International Nurses Day. So shout out to our nurses. It's also National Hospital Day. But I think, it's more important to recognize the nurses. It's National Nutty Fudge Day. So if you haven't had dessert yet, get yourself some nutty fudge. It's also National Odometer Day. So go look at your odometer and say, thank you, odometer, for tracking my miles. Or if you're going to roll back your odometer, today's the day to do it. Apparently. And speaking of Mother's Day, it's National Women's Checkup Day. It's not too late. If you didn't get your checkup today, you can schedule it tomorrow, whenever. But it's apparently it's always the Monday following Mother's Day. So moms have taken care of us through the years, and National Women's Checkup Day means go take care of yourself. Moms are always putting themselves above everybody. And I guess that's sort of a genetic or a trait. It's just a trait that they seem to have. I mean, I saw it. My own mother was just giving and sacrificed. I see it with Anne. I've seen Anne give of herself to the kids, like so much that I'd be like, you know what? I think they can handle it. And she's like, nope, I'm going to give this, give that. I mean, literally give from her soul. It's just like it's just amazing to see when you see the love that a mother has and the sacrifice that they make. It's pretty impressive, and us on the dad's side, we do all right too, but moms are special, and we're coming off Mother's Day, so we don't want to take away from that. Right. Hey, Gord from GP Outdoors. Hot, humid, and sunny. Black flies already. Wow. The first time I ever saw the black flies in Canada was on Gord's channel. I turned on one of his videos, and Gord's like in almost like a beekeeper's suit. He's got this hat with this, and it was because these black flies are just like all over you. And I guess you just accept it because you live there. It sounds horrible, but I was walking in the woods this afternoon. I took Hachi and Irma and Kermit for a walk. Irma and Kermit are the two sheep that we have, and Hachi, of course, is the dog. So we took a walk in the woods today, and the mosquitoes were just landing all over me, and you hear them buzzing in your ear. But those black flies, they're amazing. I think they're called the love bugs down in Florida, but they're not even as bad as these black flies that I've seen on Gord's channel. The love bugs are just stuck to the car windows because there's so many of them, and they're together. The love bugs, when that season happens, and there's so many of them, they're all out. They're mating. That's what they're doing. So you see love bugs stuck together. But anyway, all right. Let's go for another question as we look down here, and then we'll do the sticker giveaway in a little bit. And if you have questions about the small tractor work, I think that's been really interesting to not only be doing that small tractor work, but to be talking about it on the channel as well, because I've come across a lot of people who have been interested in doing the same thing. So I started out figuring out or questioning, what can I charge for small tractor work? And then I did a video on that. I came up with a charge for tractor work. I posted the post or the ad and got a couple of jobs and talked about that. And then the follow-up video to that was talking about general liability insurance, which I have implemented in place now. So I'm officially covered for liability. That doesn't mean, though, that you can sue me for anything. But again, I use the example of if I mistakenly back into somebody's house or damage something on their property, it's going to be covered. And how many times have you done that on your own property? You know, I've even here a couple weeks ago, I was I think I was moving one of the firewood totes, and the when you do that or anything with the tractor, you've got the front end loader which sticks out far in the front. You've got an implement on the back, and if you turn, it swings out. I hit a fence post and I knocked it over here, and I was able to straighten it back up again. But if that was somebody else's property, I would have been mortified, humiliated, felt terrible. But it's just that quick. You know, you could sideswipe somebody's house and destroy a bunch of siding, or anything can happen that way. So doesn't always mean, like, insurance isn't necessarily just for catastrophic coverage. It's I mean, you could easily do $2,000-$3,000 worth of damage, and I guess it would come in helpful for that. Somebody asked about a deductible, but I didn't see anything on there. I don't know that liability insurances have deductibles. I don't know. So here's a question for everybody and anybody from Harriet's Chariot. Does anyone have a Land Pride RCR 1242 rotary cutter? One for sale, local to me, and I'm debating grabbing it. I mean, I can tell you this. No, I don't have one, but Land Pride makes fantastic equipment. They're owned by Kubota now, but Land Pride used to be a separate company. But a lot of the attachments that I have are Land Pride because I bought them with the Kubota. Really well made. I think if it's a good deal, don't sit on it. I think you can't go wrong. Maybe somebody has one and can tell you otherwise, but I mean, a rotary cutter is just really just a gearbox and a big blade. There's not a whole lot to that. So, and I guess it's a 42 inch, which is kind of small. So if you're using it on a subcompact, that's good. But if it truly is only 42 inch, that's very small. Mine's a 48. I could probably handle a 60, but a 42 is really, really small. So that's the only thing I would say is find out how big it is, and it'll work with your particular tractor. So you can help answer Harriet's Chariot question. There is just, I don't know if you can hear it, but up there where that chimney is, there's a soffit on the other side, and there's this little opening in the soffit, and there's a bird living up in the soffit. He can't get in the house, but they built a nest in there. I haven't heard chirping yet, but you hear all this fluttering and stuff. So there's a bird living up here in that soffit, and it really bothers me when I hear it, but I don't want to go do anything about it now because they probably have a nest there might be baby birds in there, and I don't want to cover the hole up and have them die inside there. So I guess I have to let them spread their wings and fly the coop, and then I need to get up there and plug that hole because they were here last year too, and we didn't get it done. Anyway, it's like kind of unnerving when you hear the crunching and everything up there. Linda is planting sunflowers, wildflowers, and zinnias right now. Yep, that's what we put in. We put in cosmos and zinnias. They're our two favorites because, again, they grow like weeds. They're super easy to grow. You just kind of, if you don't till the soil, you can rake them in. get them in contact with the soil and they take off. Ours have already sprouted. It's been a little over a week, and we've got, you know, little green stems coming up. So Cosmos and zinnias are easy. They last until the first frost. Sunflowers are beautiful, so it's always a good mix. And I also did the northeast wildflower mix this year too. So I don't know what that's going to do, but we're in the northeast, so it should work just well, just fine. So I'm going to look and see where I'm a little behind on comments here. It all goes by so quickly. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm way behind on comments because we're still talking about Hunter's artwork way back here in the comments. Oh, Pete did have a question about the tea. Yes, it's moderately sweet tea. I have through the years cut back on my sugar, but this is my recipe. I've shared it before. This would be award-winning if I entered it, because everybody who has come over and had my iced tea, they're like, that is some good iced tea. So here's what I do. I boil an entire gallon of water, precisely measured, 1 exact gallon of water. Boil it, and then take it off the heat. And then I add 8 regular tea bags. My sister taught me this trick. Buy the cheapest tea bags you can get for iced tea. You don't have to get high quality tea bags. You know, the store brand tea bags, that's good. But I put 8 of them in, let it steep for 2, 3, 4 hours or more. And then I take the tea bags out. And while the water is still, or the tea is still warm, it's not hot anymore, but it's still warm, I add 1/2 cup of sugar to the gallon. And there was a time when I think I used to add a cup of sugar. So that was sweet tea. This is moderately sweet. And sometimes I try to go a little bit under a 1/2 cup. It's perfect though. It's a perfect amount. But if you're on city water, use a Brita too. So you take out that chlorine taste. We're on well water here, but I do run it through a charcoal filter still. Not the tea, the water. I run the water through a charcoal filter. Anyway, that's my tea recipe. Try it. You'll like it. I go through probably a 1/2 gallon a day. I'm making it like every other day, maybe every 3 days. So, John, another super chat. Thank you, John. I appreciate that. For the DeWalt Fund, if you didn't see the video, it was a short video, you know, a YouTube short, or I think it was a TikTok video. My DeWalt hammer drill burned up, and I was going to replace the motor. I was looking online about getting a replacement motor for it. I decided against that because I just thought I'm just not going to do that now. So I replaced it, John. So thank you. That helps. Here's the video. That was the end of the DeWalt drill. But I got a new one, and I've had this one for 12 years. I bought that set in, I still remember, I bought it in 2012 because I had just gotten a new job and I needed my own tools for the job. So I bought a DeWalt 20 volt set. It came with the hammer drill, came with the little impact driver, and 2 3-amp batteries. So that was 12 years ago, going on 13. I still have one of the 3-amp batteries that I still use all the time. The first one finally died, but I still have one of those. 12 years old now. I have since bought many more DeWalt. I'm in the ecosystem now. Many more DeWalt tools and some more batteries. I've got some 5 amp batteries. So it was good. It was a good purchase. When I bought it, I think the 20 volt system was pretty new because I remember the 18 volt system was also for sale at the same time. Like, oh, do I want the tried and true 18 volt or do I go this new 20 volt system? And of course, I always go for the newest thing if I can. So I went for the 20 volt, and I'm glad I did. It's again more than a decade. That system is still around. They're making a lot of tools for it. So it's been good. Hey, Woodster 300, thanks for sharing that. For those wondering, Woodster 300 received the chainsaw carrier from ITC Quick Attach over the weekend. Hasn't gotten installed yet. Thank you, Jake and Ed. Yeah, that was very generous. That was a spontaneous giveaway by Jake last week to give the saw carrier. So congrats on that, and good times for that too. I guess Ann jumped off the live stream. I hear the mower running outside, and I hear the dog barking at the front door. It's gonna have to bark. That's all I can say. All right. Very nice, Colin. You felt inspired to buy some wildflower seed for an area where you had some work done over your septic field. They should grow. Yeah, they should grow very nice there. Very fertile soil. That's a great thing. American Meadows, red clover patch coming in nicely from early planting. Very nice. I have to look through their website because they sell a lot of different things. And we've just been kind of stuck on Cosmos and Zinnias because they work, but they sell a lot of other things. And I'd like to get some perennials planted so that we can kind of create a little flower bed somewhere that'll keep coming up. I know that the black-eyed Susans do that. I always want to call them brown-eyed Susans, but then I remember it's brown-eyed girl, black-eyed Susans. So that's how I remember to not call them brown-eyed Susans. No, brown-eyed girl, right? Thank you, Chris, for sharing that link. Whoa, Benisto Key. Mark did 32 stumps in 2 days. That is a lot of stump grinding. Great job. Excellent job. Chev head. Oh, what's with the shirt? Yeah, that's the Dan Tominski band. Dan Tominski performed "Man of Constant Sorrow" on the movie "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?" And I saw Dan Tominski perform live in person at the Delaware Valley Bluegrass Festival a couple years ago, and I bought this shirt, and it's one of my favorite shirts. And well, since Ann is out mowing the grass, she's not watching right now. Ann has a reputation. Ask any of the kids. Ann has a reputation of ruining clothes with bleach because she loves bleach. So, see this little white heart on my sleeve? Just so happens that's just bleach. It just got poured on in that shape. So it kind of looks like a heart. But anyway, she didn't ruin my favorite shirt, but she bleached it. And through the years, we've had a lot of clothing ruined in this house because of bleach. But everything's very sanitary. I'll tell you that. It's all sanitized. It might be discolored, but it's sanitized. We joke about it all the time. It's fine. It's fine. Oh, Chris even shared the Dan Tominski link. Wow. Great job, Chris. Oh, I forgot. Great job, Chris. I always have to talk about Chris in a Scottish accent because Margaret loves when I do that. Don't you now? Chris is not, well, Chris is Scottish, but not, he doesn't talk like that. But he has family roots from Scotland. So we always talk about Chris from the Watershed Overlook. If I ever have to move to another country, it's going to be Ireland or Scotland. Because I think I would blend right back. I would blend in very well. I think I could do it. I could pull it off until I actually hear the language. And I'd be like, I don't know what you said. I don't know what you just said. Here's a question from Jeffrey J.J. Akers that I cannot answer, so I hope that you're all answering. How close do you run the disc on a potato hiller? I have never done that. we did plant potatoes once and just used a hoe to make a small row and a hill, but I don't know. I don't know. So anyway, if you can answer JJ's Acres question, you can look for that in the live chat. Chris has a question. What if you intentionally drive into someone's house? Still covered? I don't know about intentionally drive into someone's house. I don't know, Chris. I don't think I understand your question. Is that something you did? No, Woodster 300. I did not mention the bottomless bucket, but thank you you sent me a link, and it was something we were going to kind of show on the channel, something that looked kind of interesting. And I've got the website here. It's called the Bottomless Bucket, and we were kind of chatting through email or messenger about, what people might think of this, and it's kind of neat. It fits on your quick attach for your tractor. Of course, my phone is locking up now. Fits on your quick attach for your tractor, and it sort of looks like a big dumpster, really, but it attaches to your quick attach bucket, either SSQA or John Deere quick attach, JDQA, and I think it's neat. It's not cheap. What was it, like $1,500 or $1,200? But I'll tell you, this weekend, we were over at our son and daughter-in-law's house. We brought the tractor over and did some wood chipping and yard cleanup. And as I was picking up all the dead brush that we were pulling out of the flower beds and everything, I thought about this bucket, and I thought that would be neat to have on the front of the tractor, because you could just throw stuff in the bucket, because the regular bucket doesn't hold all that much. And you could then dump it out. So I actually saw a use for it and thought about it this weekend. So it's called the Bottomless Bucket, and I still can't get my phone to do anything. It's just like there's one on a John Deere, but I can't. It's not doing anything. What's happening here? All right. Well, anyway, that was just up for conversation. The Bottomless Bucket. Go check it out. Do an internet search for it and see what you think. All right, Spicer Designs, amazing channel. We're gonna get together on the live stream here. We're gonna do that. Let's do that. Whippoorwills, are they annoying? Maybe. I guess I get a whippoorwill confused with a mourning dove. All right, any more questions here? Anyway, Kyle, thanks for being here. Seriously, thank you. Appreciate it. We're going to have Kyle here on the live stream. I just need to set it up. Here's a question from Linda. In the market for a small chainsaw to trim branches, any recommendations? Well, Linda, are you talking about a hand chainsaw, or are you talking about a pole saw? I've got the Ryobi pole saw, and I mean, I like it and I hate it at the same time. I like it because it works. I hate it because it's heavy, but I think anything that you have on a 15-foot pole is going to be heavy. But the battery operated pole saws are heavier because you got the motor, the electric motor, up all the way up where the saw is. You get the gas powered ones, the motor's down at the bottom, and it runs a cable or something up to the top. So I think they might be more balanced, but I don't know because I haven't used one. If you're talking about a handsaw, I bought, and speaking of the DeWalt system, the 20-volt DeWalt 12-inch chainsaw. Great little saw, great for limbing branches, and she has used it a lot. But as you know, I also have that Echo 12-inch. It's considered a professional chainsaw. It's this cute itty bitty saw, and it's like $450, maybe almost $500, which is ridiculous. But I really wanted it badly, so I bought it. And I love that saw. It's got good power. It's light. It's great. So if you're not afraid to spend a few bucks, I would recommend the Echo. It's like a TS. It's like a TS 3211 or something. You can see my video on it, and there's a link in that video description. And I think if you buy it through the link, then I'll get a little commission for that because it's Amazon or something. But anyway, maybe TS 2511, something like that. But I love that little Echo saw. And oh, you want battery powered? Okay, here I am talking up the Echo. You want battery powered? So my recommendation always is to people, if you're in a certain, I'm using the word ecosystem a lot here, but if you have Ryobi tools, then stick with Ryobi. Like I bought the first Ryobi tool that I bought was the string trimmer, because I got so tired of the gas string trimmer not running because it sat all winter, even if you drain the gas out, and then it was gummed up, wouldn't run right. So finally got an electric battery operated string trimmer. The Ryobi was on sale, and I thought that's good. It had a nice big 40-volt battery in it. So I got that. And then since I had that, and this is where they get you. They're going to get you. They're going to get you. Since I had that, then I got the Ryobi pole saw, because I thought, well, I got this 40-volt battery. If I buy the Ryobi pole saw that takes the same battery, I'll save a few bucks there. So I bought that. And then Ann wanted to have a battery-powered push mower. She didn't want to have a gas push mower. So, of course, Ryobi. I look at the Ryobi, and, of course, the push mower that I got came with a battery, but it was still compatible with the other tools. So the pole saw, or the string trimmer, came with a 40-volt 4-amp battery, 4-amp-hour battery, and I ended up buying a second one. And then the push mower came with a 6-amp-hour 40-volt battery, thicker, but it still takes the 40-volt or the 4-amp as well. So we got the Ryobi push mower, and I gotta say, I'm impressed with that little electric mower. I enjoy using it more than I thought I would. It's also self-propelled. It when you hit thicker grass, it actually revs up. The blade has stayed nice and sharp, and it's pretty impressive. It's pretty impressive, and it's nice and quiet. So I never would have thought that I'd want an electric lawnmower, push mower, but I like it, and maybe one day we'll have an electric riding mower. That was a long talk about battery stuff, but as I say, if you've got Milwaukee or DeWalt or Ryobi, whatever you have already, I would try to find something that's compatible with your batteries, because that's sometimes the most expensive part. But that's my thought. Other folks will have a thought. There's Arnie Carlson's really glad you're here. Well, we're really glad you're here too, Arnie. Good to see you. Where have you been, man? Where have you been? Okay. Yes. Oh, yeah, Hunter. I do like my military green MCG shirt. That's one of my other favorites. I have to get more of those made. Military green with black printing just looks cool. And darker colors they fit my color palette. That we all have a color palette, and I'm more for darker colors. Right. Oh, Mr. February. That's Chris. Remember Chris being Mr. February from a few years back? I still have that calendar somewhere. Thanks, Chris, for sharing the bottomless bucket link. All right. Well, Arnie has an actual question. What do you think about the, I guess you mean the 4-in-1 bucket? That's the bucket that's like a clamshell, I guess. Yeah, the 4-in-1 bucket. I haven't used one, but I think I would like it. It's sort of, what I like about it is it's like a bucket and a grapple in one. So instead of taking off your bucket and putting on your grapple, you can use that 4-in-1 bucket and open up the bucket and grab things. So I think I'd like it. Yeah. Oh, J&J Acres says they're a little bit heavy. That's good. That's good. Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean, Joe. Well, watch out. Watch out for Kyle. Okay. So, yes, Hunter, the Echo chainsaw is a lot of money. It is. It was hard to justify spending that much for a little tiny chainsaw, but it's so cute. I wish I could cut everything with that saw. That's kind of my go-to saw because you can pick it up with one hand, and they say don't use one hand, use 2 hands on the saw. But I'm just saying you can pick it up with one hand, and it is. I just love that little saw so much. And I hope you watched the video that I made about that, which was like a year ago. But I had a good time. I had a good time showing that little saw in that video. All right, let's do a sticker giveaway. I think that would be ideal as we get ready to wrap up the evening. That's my plan anyway. Let's do it. Sticker giveaway. You know what I forgot to mention? When I was talking about the day, I don't have it on here. We had International Nutty Fudge Day. It's like International Limerick Day. And I didn't even talk about it. And I thought Chris would share a limerick with us if I mentioned it, but I completely forgot. Anyway, it's like International Limerick Day. And a limerick is like a little funny poem. Like it's made to be funny. Like for instance, this one. I'll just read this out loud real quick. Wait, we'll do this later. I'll read the limerick while you enter. So to enter in the live chat, enter this word or phrase exactly the way you see it. #poem, POEM, no spaces, uppercase or lowercase, doesn't matter. #poem, and you could win these stickers. If you already won these stickers, maybe don't play and let somebody else win. If you haven't won, #poem. A poem, a limerick is like a poem, and that's why I use that word. So that's why I had to get into the whole limerick thing. Anyway, here's a limerick for you. This is an example of a limerick. Is that music loud? Seems like it. Here's an example of a limerick. How awkward when playing with glue to suddenly find out that you have stuck nice and tight your left hand to your right in a permanent how do you do. I read about limericks a little bit, and Chris will know because he's a poet. What I read said the first 2 lines have to rhyme. The first 2 lines it's 5 lines. The first 2 lines have to rhyme. The second 2 lines have to rhyme with each other. And then the 5th line has to rhyme with the first line. It's a lot of rules. But that's a limerick for you. And it's Irish. It came from the town of Limerick in Ireland. Okay, #poem. We're going to hit this draw button here as soon as this song comes to a close. Lots of people watching, and I really do appreciate it. Ready? Here we go. I think. You have another moment. Let's do it. Oh, it's Margaret Matthews, who's been trying to win for 3 years. She's been on here constantly saying, I want to win a sticker. Well, Margaret won the sticker. Congratulations, Margaret. You must be so happy. You must be so thrilled to have won the sticker. Excellent. Well, full disclosure, I know Margaret very well, so I don't need to tell Margaret where to email me to win the stickers, but I'll get you some stickers. Don't worry. And then next week we'll do it again. But next week, Margaret, you can't enter because that wouldn't be right now, would it? And again, I need to order some more of these. I'm running out of these stickers, or I lost them, but I got to come up with something anyway. So anyway, I hope you have a great week. I do appreciate you being here. I should be here next week. We are got some things going on next weekend, but should be free by Monday. So I hope to see you here next week. We're going to get some folks on here as some live stream guests because that's always a fun thing to do. So anyway, it's great starting out our week like this. I do appreciate it. It's a good time. I'll see if there's any final questions before we wrap things up for tonight. Yes, she is very happy, right? Indeed, as you should be. All right. Well, look, I hope you have a great week. You make my week better by being here, by coming here and seeing you each week. It's heartwarming. It means the world to me. So I want to thank you for that. Thank you once again to our friend Hunter for this extraordinary artwork. I love it. I just really love it. And I can't thank you enough. So thanks very much. Thanks for being here, everybody. And as always, I look forward to seeing you next time.